Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, that is big time stuff. Touchdown, 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 Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, 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 baby.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? How are we doing today? It's Tuesday. And that's right, I'm back on a Tuesday. It's proper. It feels right this time. Touchdown Detroit Lions is back. It's been a few weeks. I apologize. I've been working my tail off, It's just that time of the season at my place of employment where it's busy. Give me extra hours, And sometimes they give me hours during Touchdown Detroit Lions, which I tell them, I'm like, yo, I got to talk to my people. I got to spread the Lions news. We got to discuss what's going on between the Detroit Lions. I got to talk to my fellow Lions fans here, and they just don't get it. They don't get it. They think that I need to be there and that I need to work for them and slave away. They think that that's more important than the Detroit Lions, but we all know what's more important, and that's being here, and I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad to be back with y'all today. Say what's up in the comments. I already see a few of you. Hatter's House, good to see you. Lady Lion 20, where in the world is Nick? I'm here. I have been gone, but yes, I'm back. What's up, Lions fans? Rick, good to see you in here. Yeah, I'm glad a few of you guys and gals did not forget about me, because there's not a lot of us in here right now, but that's okay. We're going to get this thing going. Say what's up. Once you're in here, Hatter's House says, gotta get our Lions fixed, especially when we are a good team. That's right. That's right. I've been telling a place of employment, there's Lions fans there, of course, but there's people all over the place. They're scattered, and some of them just don't care. But yeah, we're a good team, and good teams do good things. And let's start this off with some good news. Taylor Decker, speaking of a good team, he said it's been a short off season, which is good. But during this short off season, Taylor Decker announced that he had surgery on his foot and his ankle. And now normally this would be concerning, but he said that this has been something that's been nagging him since his junior year in college. So it's been going with him for a long time because he's been in the league now for a little bit with us. We drafted him, of course, out of Ohio State. He was a first-round pick. But Taylor Decker said after this surgery, 2 days after it, a few days out of surgery, he's feeling fantastic. He's feeling amazing. So that is great news to hear. It shouldn't keep him out of any time during the season. He is going to miss the voluntary stuff that's going on right now. But he said he'll be good to go come training camp, come regular season. Everything's going to be good. And good news for the big fella, because he's been battling through some other injuries as well. But this one definitely been lingering throughout his career in the NFL. So if he's feeling great after this surgery and something that's needed to get done, I'm glad that he did it. And he's glad that he did it. He says he has no regrets about it, and he's actually really happy that he went through with the procedure. So that's good, promising news. Still at the same time, it is showing that, he's getting a little up there. Injuries are, been a problem on the O-line here. At least last year it was. We did have one of the better offensive lines, but, Decker was out a few games. Jonah Jackson was out a few games. Jonah's gone now, of course, but, Frank Ragnow always battling through injury. But maybe we need to address an offensive tackle in the draft to get ready to replace Taylor Decker. I know we have Penei Sewell. He can easily go over to the left side, fill that void, and then we could have somebody else on the right side. But Decker having surgery is kind of reminding us he's not getting any younger. And we talk about it. None of us are getting any younger. Each day that goes by, you get a little bit older. But in the NFL, injuries can wear on you, and they can play a big role in how you progress or digress as your career moves forward. So even though it is good news that he's fixing up his foot and ankle, it is still a little bit of a concern. A little bit of concern. Even though it's supposed to be good news, it's a little bit of a concern. But I'm happy he got it. Decker's good. Hatter's House says Decker plays out his contract, and that's it. Yeah, there have been, and Shadow Viper, good to see you back as well, says Decker should be back. Just draft his replacement this year. Yeah, I agree. There is talks, though. I don't know if you saw that Decker has been talking with the Lions about a contract extension. They're just talks. You know, it doesn't mean anything. We all thought last year, or, you know, going into last season, we were going to have Jamal Williams and everything. That didn't happen. So don't ever trust what any of the reports are saying. If anything's close to a deal getting done, you know, this is just talk starting right now. So, yes, of course, they like Decker. He's one of the old guard, even though he's a tackle. You know what I mean, though. Dan Campbell calls him part of the old guard. He's an old guy on the Lions team. He's a vet. He's been there before Dan was. But, well, Dan was there first. But we all know, I mean, Dan is a coach. But, yes, I think that we do need to start seriously looking for Decker's replacement. And a good place to start is this draft. But there are talks of extension right now. But when you see that, you know, don't take it to heart that he's definitely getting extended. But they are in some kind of talk right now. All right. Some other people who are in talks of contract extension, of course, the quarterback, Jared Goff. And he did address it in the press conference, the latest one that he's had, that there are talks and he'll just leave it at that. Now, there's also rumors being reported that they're getting close to a deal to where he's going to be getting paid $40 to $50 million a year. I'm okay with that, especially seeing what, like, you know, Dak Prescott's probably going to sign a $60 million contract a year. Maybe. Who knows what's going to happen? But there's going to be quarterbacks who are going to be getting paid. And if we can lock down Goff for $40 to $50 million a year, you know, it is, some people's going to think that's going to be steep. But remember what happened with Stafford when we had him. We gave him a blockbuster deal. Right after we gave him his deal, every quarterback after that was getting more money than him. And it ended up being a decent deal that we gave him. So I think $40 to $50 million a year for Goff, especially the way that he's been playing the last few years, is a good deal. And I wouldn't be mad about it. 2 to 3 year deal, 3 to 4. But that's the rumor going around. Once again, it is a rumor. This is nothing set in stone. This is just people yapping their mouths on the internet and everything. But that's what the word on the street is. $40 to $50 million a year for Jared Goff. Are you happy with that? Would you like that? I think he could maybe take a little less, help out the team a little bit more. But $40 to $50 million, I think, is going to be a good deal for a good quarterback moving forward. We're going to see. We're going to see how all these contracts play out here because the market just keeps getting higher and higher and higher, as we all know. All righty. Hatter's House. We already read that comment. Joseph, good to see you in here. Decker is 30, not too old. Yeah, he's not too old, but, you know, he's not too young either, and he's been getting banged up. He's a good player. I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm not saying draft his replacement to play in his place this year. I'm just saying start looking for a young guy who can fill that void in a few years, maybe get some reps elsewhere during the time that Decker's still playing, or when Decker goes down, he gets that valuable time of starting, and then maybe proves that he is starting caliber. But I just think it's never too early to start looking. Injuries are something that's unfortunate, but is definitely going to happen in the NFL. I hope Decker is good to go. I hope he stays healthy for the whole year this year. But like I said, you know, 30 is not too old, but it's not too young either. And in the NFL, that's definitely the age that you want to start looking for a replacement, even though he has been solid for us over the years. But we got a younger guy who's a lot better, who's a lot nastier, and he holds it down on the right side. Don't get me wrong. But Penei Sewell's ready to take that left side. if the left side's the more dominant tackle, if that's how they look at it, the better tackle is on the left. I'm not sure that's necessarily how it always goes. But then Penei Sewell needs to be over there. But I'm just saying, I'm rambling today. And I'm also on very little sleep. I worked overnight last night, just letting you guys know. So bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just rambling. I'm just happy to be back here with y'all today, okay? Rick, I'm okay with that number. Talking about Goff, I think. Yeah, 40 to 50 million a year wouldn't be too bad. I hope it's more towards the 40 just to help out, with the team. Maybe be able to pick up another free agent or two here. Free agency's not done. Don't forget, there's still guys out there, and I'm sure we're still going to make a few moves. We're going to wait. I think we can get guys for cheaper after June 1st. There's a little thing there that happens. So just hold tight. Free agency is not over yet. But yeah, Goff, 40 to 50 million a year is the rumor right now. Lady Lion says, I'm okay with Goff getting paid. He earned it. I agree. A lot of people are still out there. I see all over social media. It's not going to go away. Why would it? They've been talking about this since the end of the season, and a new season hasn't started yet. But some people still want Goff to play out the last year on his contract and let Hendon Hooker take over the reins afterwards. When you have a quarterback who's proven, who takes you to the NFC Championship, you got to roll with him. And the year before that, he was having a great year as well. We shoulda, coulda, woulda made the playoffs. I think we would have made a nice little run there the year prior. But Goff has been through it. I think that he has proven that he is built for this team. He's embraced the city. He's got that whole mentality now, everybody's been talking about it. He was sent here to die, essentially. And he even said in a press conference, in an interview very recently, that he wasn't going to let that happen. And he didn't. Goff has battled through adversity. Everybody was ready to throw him out, kick him to the side. First year I was one of them. I didn't believe in Goff. A lot of people didn't. They're ready to move on from him. And this guy, chip on his shoulder, silenced the haters, went out, did his thing, and now he's once again considered a top quarterback in the league. I personally think that he's one of the last, if not the last, good pocket quarterback left. One of the few remaining, if not the only one remaining of the good pocket quarterbacks, not scrambling quarterbacks. You know what I mean? But I'm with you. I think Goff's earned it. He's embraced the whole mentality of Detroit. He's earned it. He's fought his way through. He took the hard road. He like he said, he was sent out to the dogs. He was sent to the pack to get eaten, and he came back the leader. He was sent out to die in the jungle, but he came back the leader of the pack, the leader of the pride. And to me, that speaks volumes on how he just handled the whole situation. So to me, Goff has earned it. His play is great. His mentality as a quarterback is what you want. He's level-headed. He doesn't get too high, too low. Yes, there are some flaws there. He's not as mobile. We could, that seems to be the way that everybody's going now. Get a mobile quarterback as well who can do it all. But Goff's solid, and he's proven that he deserves a contract extension. I'm with you, Lady Lion, okay? Shadow Viper, I think instead of drafting high and draft a center or guard, I think we go tackle in round 2 or 3. And when Decker is done, move Penei to left and move rookie to right. Interesting take there, and I would not be mad at that at all. Just brought the guy over from the Ravens. He's going to be a beast, but he's old. He's 34. He's got one year deal. Graham Glasgow getting a little bit older, but our middle of the pack, the middle of the line there is solid when they're healthy. They're going to be good. But I do want to go guard or center. I wouldn't be, that's where I would rather go. But I do like that argument right there, or that point that you're making, to rather go tackle because of Decker's age and his health, his health history and everything. I wouldn't mind going tackle earlier than a center or guard either. I think that center and guard, that there's some depth there in the draft. So yeah, I like that Shadow Viper. Me personally, I'm still going interior. I think Decker's got a few more years. I did agree that we need to start looking for his replacement, though. Don't get me wrong. But if it were me personally, I like the interior to go there earlier just because, the guards are a little bit older. I know we're talking a lot about age right now. I'm older than all these guys. so I don't know why I'm talking about age, but yeah, I would not be mad at all if we went a tackle in the second over a center or guard. I just wanted to be, I do want to address the offensive line at some point in this draft, earlier than later. Joseph, pocket play is king. That's right. And Goff is the king of pocket play as we speak. I mean, there's other guys in there, but they're starting to get older. They're starting to get washed up. One of them has a lazy eye that's getting further, pointing out this way. His name's Aaron Rodgers, and he's fragile. So I think that it's time for Goff to take that crown and be the true pocket play king. Once again, I'm delirious, guys, so bear with me. Rick, as long as we come out with a solid pass rusher, I'll be happy. Yeah, and they're saying Chop Robinson might be dropping to us. And I would be okay with that. The guy was an absolute beast at Penn State, and I'd be okay with that. But yeah, before we get into draft talk, we're going to talk about the draft because it is almost here. It is a little over a week away. But let me know what position you want us to come away with the most. If there's a player you like the most, let me know what position you want with the first three drafts. You don't need to say a player because it's tough. I'm actually stumped on where we're going to go this year. But let me know what position you want in the first round, second round, third round. And we'll talk about the draft here very soon. But before we get there, I want to address just a few things, or just one thing maybe. And this might end up being a shorter episode today. There's not a ton to talk about. There is stuff to talk about. But yeah, so it's voluntary workouts this week. Lions players are back in the building. They're in Allen Park. They're having media days. They're doing press conferences. It's good to have all that back. But there are a few guys who didn't come back who are kind of surprising to me, but I don't think concerning. But one of them, who's a big name, is Amon-Ra St. Brown. He is not there at the voluntary workouts. Now, Jared Goff says he's not too concerned about it. He said they did a ton of work in the offseason in California together. They're both down in L.A. They always work out together, and I trust that Amon-Ra St. Brown is putting in the work that is necessary in the offseason. But even though Goff's not concerned, I'm a little concerned here. And I'm going to tell you why. Goff's at the voluntary stuff. Decker can't be. He's having surgery. Goff's in contract extension talks. He seems like he's happy, but, he's all about his business. I would say that Amon-Ra is a businessman and about his business as well. But him not being there is making me question if we're offering Amon-Ra St. Brown a good enough deal, a good enough extension, or if we're lowballing him, or if we're even offering him anything at all. I know that was a talk, that was a priority, but I hope to God that Brad Holmes is not lowballing the sun god. We cannot afford to lose Amon-Ra St. Brown, especially if we're going to extend Goff. They got to go hand in hand. Those two got to get locked down together. I could be overreacting here. I think I'm overreacting. So I'm going to calm down a little bit. I think I'm overreacting. But him not showing up to the voluntary stuff that he's been to year after year has just got me questioning a little bit. Why wouldn't Amon-Ra show up to the voluntary stuff? He's a team player. He puts in the work. He's a grinder. Are they not giving him a good enough deal? Are they trying to lowball the sun god? Brad, don't do this to me. We cannot lowball Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lock him down. You said it. Build through the draft and bring our guys back. I'm just going to say this is an overreaction by me. I'm just going to say it's an overreaction by me. Goff's not concerned, so I'm going to dial it back. And I don't even know why I put that on the air. But I had to talk about it. I think he's just probably, taking a break. He had a all-pro year. The guy loves playing for Detroit. He's already said he doesn't want to play for any other coach than Dan Campbell. So make it happen. Get the extension done. Make him happy. Get him back in the building. I'm going to chop it up to me overreacting on this. Like I said, I'm delirious right now, okay? All right, here we go. Hatter's House says, I was like, wow, that's messed up. I joke. Then he said Rodgers, and I was yeah, hey, I know I got one too. It is messed up. I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just going at Aaron Rodgers, okay? I should be more cautious with my jokes. This is not okay to do that to anybody. My eye goes wonky, but it's going all right, so don't look at my eyes now. But Aaron Rodgers, yeah, that's the one-eyed wonder. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I just got a dog, Rodgers. Rick, I think Brad's going to go all in on 3 to 5 players he's really sold on. A big trade up would not surprise me one bit. I would not be shocked either. We've been known to trade up with Brad being there. He wants to go and get his guys. We're back at 29. And if there's someone solid up earlier that they just absolutely love and they know is not going to drop back to 29, I'm with you. I think we're moving up. I still don't think we're sitting at 29. I think that we're either moving up or moving back. I don't know why. I have a gut feeling we're moving one way or the other. I don't see us staying at 29. I don't know why, but I don't know anything, okay? All righty. Gonna keep going. Sam, good to see you in here. D-line first round, receiver / O-line second round, third round. I like it. That's pretty much where I'm at. I still kind of want to get a corner, I think, but I like that. I do see us needing D-line help big time. Hatter's House, I think it's fine. He's earned a vacation. Talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown, yeah, and that's what I was kind of alluding to at the end too. We're starting to hope, he has earned that vacation. Great point there, Hatter's House. The guy's a beast. I don't think there's any concern there. His dad's Mr. Universe. He's working out at home. He's fine. Rick, I'm not stressing voluntary workouts, especially with Amon-Ra. Yeah, see, I told you it was an overreaction. I'm just working too much lately, y'all. That's all it is. The man's got me down thinking all these negative thoughts. No, I'm just kidding. Rick, that just means other guys have to catch the ball. True. Yeah, and that's also a good point. Amon-Ra is just letting other guys get some work in because they need it. Amon-Ra is solid. He ain't dropping the ball. The guy goes out and he catches 101, 100, 102. I don't know how many it is, but he's out there at the jug machine every single practice. Hatter's House says trade up for Latu. Yes. Hatter's House is a California guy. California person, I'm sorry. And Latu's not bad. Latu is solid. He would definitely help out the pass rush in a tremendous way. And I think that would be a decent move. I wouldn't be mad about that at all. Like we said, we're all kind of agreeing that we need some pass rush, D-line help. No one's mentioned a corner. We have gone out and made some moves to the secondary. But I still think that we need to put another cornerback in that room one way or another, whether it's through the draft or free agency. I think we pretty much did everything we could in free agency, and, well, not everything we could. There's still guys out there. There's still some vets. But, yeah, you know what I'm alluding to. But I do like the fact of going for a defensive lineman early. And as a matter of fact, let's just get into it. Mel Kiper dropped his latest mock draft. And I'm not always sold on mock drafts, especially since Brad Holmes been there. None of the guys have gotten any of the picks right besides our obvious ones with like Hutch and Penei Sewell. Other than that, nobody's been able to guess what Brad Holmes and company has been able to do. So these mocks really don't hold any weight with me, but I like to look at them and see what the experts have to say. And this is where Mel Kiper had us going as of late. He's got us going, getting some D-line help. But he has us getting Darius Robinson, the D-lineman out of Missouri. I've seen a lot of people raving about this guy, saying he's a perfect fit for Detroit. He just has the mentality. He's a Dan Campbell type of guy. He loves football. He eats, sleeps, breathes football. He just wants to go out there and hit somebody. His tape is also very good, so I wouldn't be mad with that pick at all. But it is interesting that Kiper had us passing up on Kool-Aid, Rakestraw, those are both corners, and then also Johnny Newton. And I like Johnny Newton a lot. Johnny Newton is an interior defensive lineman, and I know we just went out, brought in the big body, big reader, and we already have Aleem McNeil. But Brad Holmes is not scared to go and draft another player who's good, or where we already have a good player at that position. He's not scared to go out and get another player, even though we already have somebody good at that position. It's all about getting the best players available, and I think Johnny Newton would be a force on that line alongside DJ Reader and Aleem McNeil. But Mel has us taking Darius Robinson, and I wouldn't be mad about that at all. But like I said, he did pass up on Kool-Aid, Rakestraw, and Johnny Newton, which kind of shocked me that he had all three of them going out of the first round. With Mel Kiper's second pick for the Lions, he had us taking safety Javon Bullard out of Georgia. Now, I don't mind this at all. Dan Campbell did say that we are going to address the safety room still. And whether it's free agency or the draft, I'm okay with it. Devin, he's a good, solid, or Javon, sorry, is a good, solid safety out of Georgia. Wouldn't be mad there. Second round pick. Sure up the DB room a little bit more. But I still think we're going to go in a different direction than what Mel's saying right there. And then last but not least for the third round from Mel Kiper, he has us taking wide receiver Bub Means out of Pittsburgh. Now, I like the name Bub. What's up, Bub? But I don't see this happening. I think that's a reach at round 3. No disrespect to Bub. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to do anything. Any of what Mel is going to do. I think the most realistic one is definitely Darius Robinson. And I wouldn't be mad about that. But what do you guys think of Mel Kiper's mock draft? I'm thinking Brad Holmes is definitely going to go in a different direction. I don't know. We'll see. Mary Peterson, good to see you in here. Better late than never. I'm just kidding. You've probably been in here. But good to see you. Rick says he and Goff have perfect chemistry. That can't really be said for anyone else except Sam Laporta. And Laporta's a beast. But yeah, Amon-Ra and Goff, perfect together. Get their extensions done at the same time. Have them sit down at the table, sign them together. You know what? Have them interlock arms and sign them. I don't know. But yeah, no, they're the perfect duo. Their chemistry is unmatched. And you got to keep them both in Detroit if you're going to sign one of them. You got to sign the other. But I agree. Sam Laporta and Goff have great chemistry, especially for Laporta just being, a rookie last year. He's going to be going into his second year. But Goff loves his tight ends. He always tried to force it to TJ Hawkinson when he was there. It didn't work out as well, but Laporta is on another level, let me tell you. And speaking of TJ Hawkinson, I don't know if you saw his rude remarks over the week. I don't know if they were rude, really. They weren't. But he was kind of calling out Kirby Joseph and talking about the hit. And, he says he doesn't think that the hit was dirty, or at least he hopes it wasn't dirty. But he says he knows Kirby. and he wants to hear from him himself. But he says that if he wants the NFL to start looking in to players and plays that happen to where, an injury to Hawkinson happens of that caliber from a low hit, and then 2 weeks later, it happens again to Higbee from the same player. Same kind of hit. Kirby's just going out there flying around. They're moving 100 miles per hour. He even said it in that interview. He kind of, backtracked and said, you can't really help it. But he said, he was kind of throwing a little shade there at the same time. Anyways, I just wanted to say we made away with the better Iowa tight end. That's right, baby. So keep walking, Hawk. I used to love you. But now you're just the enemy, buddy. All right. I'm out of it today. I'm sorry. Bear with me. I've been saying it. Hatter's house, or I'm good with getting Jackson Powers Johnson. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. Rick says, heck, I wouldn't be surprised if he made everyone's head explode and trade up for a wide receiver. Now, that would make everybody's head explode. I wouldn't be shocked about it at all either, though. Honestly, I could definitely see that happening now that you're saying that. And now I think it's more likely to happen than anything. Expect the unexpected, Lions fans. Brad Holmes does not care about your mock draft or anybody else's. He's going to go and get the guys that he wants. And you're right. Wide receivers been talked about a lot over this offseason. They've brought in a lot of wide receivers. They brought in wide receivers who are projected to go in the top 20. So you could be exactly right there. I would not be shocked. I know the rest of the Lions world would be. Rick, you wouldn't be either, and I don't know about the people in here because we're talking about it now. But Lions social media would lose their minds if Brad Holmes traded up and got a receiver. But then they'd be okay with it halfway through the season again next year when they realize that we went out and we got another baller who's going to be a force to reckon with in this league for years to come. I trust in Brad. I trust what he does in the draft. That's all. Shadow Viper, I feel like we skip cornerback in round 1. We grab Nahembi. Prachette. There we go. In the 5th, if he's available. Or Kamal Haddon. Sorry. Both 6'1", 184, and 197 weight. Good point there. Yeah, it is. There is depth. And I like either of those guys. And the 5th round, if they're there in the 5th, that would be a good pickup. Great point there. Great length. Big body cornerbacks that we could develop with the guys that we already have. Shadow Viper, I like your thinking. Kirby's a football player, says Rick. That's right. That's the way the game is supposed to be played. Yeah, and I don't know if you saw what Hawkinson said. But he said he would have rather have taken the hit up high. He said he would have rather have taken the hit up high and got a concussion because he's had a concussion before and he was able to play the next week, as to where with this injury, he's rehabbing right now to get ready to be able to play week 1, to whereas if he had a concussion, he would have been fine and just been getting ready for the season instead of rehabbing an injury. I think that's absolutely crazy. You want CTE over? I mean, I know it's a brutal injury. It was a terrible, terrible injury. You're going to probably have brain damage no matter what, unfortunately, from this brutal game. But yeah, I can't believe that he said, I'd rather take the concussion. I mean, I get where he's coming from. You're back. You're healthy in a few weeks. You probably just don't want to get injured at all, though, right? And Kirby Joseph is what? I don't know his exact height or weight off the top of my head, but you put him up against Hawkinson, you put him up against Higbee, he's a lot smaller. And the smarter play for Kirby Joseph is to go low, because if he goes high, there's no guarantee that he's taking down Hawkinson or Higbee. He could bounce right off of him, and they could keep going. But I just thought it was, crazy that Hawkinson said he would rather taken the hit to the head, because Kirby Joseph was not trying to injure anybody. If a lot of people made the argument for the turf, maybe if it were on grass, the cleats give and that injury doesn't happen at all. And Hawkinson's still playing the rest of the game and the rest of the season. So I can't, it's just whatever. I'm going to let it be. He said what he said. Kirby Joseph is a football player, like you said, and he's going to go out there and he's going to play hard, as they should. Because when you start to think about it more, you start to let up. That's when injuries happen more. It was an unfortunate injury to both guys. But, I mean, what do you want the guy to do? What do you want him to do? I guess he wants him to hit him in the head. I know. That's what he said. So, Sam says, what would you consider to be a successful season next year? A Super Bowl appearance, a win? Yeah, that's a good question. I would say since we made it to the NFC Championship, I would say that is, the bottom right there. That's the floor. The floor is to make it back to the NFC Championship. And since we made it there last year, I would probably be pretty disappointed if we didn't get to the Super Bowl. They're all about Super Bowl or bust. It's very hard to win a Super Bowl. It's very hard to make it to a Super Bowl. We've never been to a Super Bowl. We've never won a Super Bowl. The Lions haven't. And so to say a season is a failure if you don't win the Super Bowl or you don't make the Super Bowl, it's tough to say that. Because you can still win the division. You can still make a playoff run. And that's still a great season for a lot of teams. But since last year, since we did make it to the NFC Championship, since we had a stranglehold on the 49ers in that first half, and we shoulda, coulda, woulda put that game away, it's Super Bowl or bust for me. You got to make it there. You got to make it there. Now, am I going to be one of those guys who's going to give up on the Lions or say, oh my God, they didn't make it to the Super Bowl, I'm done with this team? Hell no. I've had too many years of struggle. But I think that's the expectation. I'll say that. The expectation is to make it to the Super Bowl this year. And when you're there, you better win it. Because who knows when you're going to get there again. So I would say the expectation is Super Bowl, but a successful season, win the North, get to the NFC Championship again, I would consider that successful, but not good enough for me. Super Bowl or bust, baby. Super Bowl or bust. That's where we're at over here. It's a good question, though. Good question. Rick says most players would rather the high hit. They need their legs. That's true. Concussion is maybe 2 weeks for most guys. ACL is season ended for anyone. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense. It's just crazy to hear a guy say, no, take me out. Knock me out. Give me a concussion. But yes, all day if I had the choice of a concussion or an ACL, I'm taking a concussion. But you don't want to take the hit anyways. And I think that Kirby was trying to play it safer by going lower is what I'm saying. Because if he would have gone high, then everybody, oh, he's a dirty player. He's head hunting. So, it's a lose-lose for Kirby Joseph. It's a lose-lose for the defense. That's why they, and I don't even know what they're going to do this year, how it's going to be with the hip drop tackle rule. But Kirby Joseph did say as well in a social media social media post that he's going to be hitting regardless. And I like that. Keep that same mentality. Rick, a Lombardi trophy. That's right. And Hatter's House, Super Bowl or bust. Lady Lions, Super Bowl. That's the expectation. That is the expectation. That's what we all want. That is the goal. I wouldn't say it's a failure if we don't win, but I think, that's it's the expectation. I want it. We want it. Go and get it. I think we got the team. We're ready for it, baby. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about that we are a Super Bowl favorite going into this year. once the season starts rolling around and all these analysts start making their predictions, there's going to be a lot more Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, than there ever has been in the past. Now it's time to play with the expectations of being a Super Bowl contender, and we are that team. We got the team to do it. And so, yes, I'm with you. Super Bowl or bust, baby. Let's go. Now I'm excited again. Why is it only April? I know the draft's next week, but it's not enough. I need football next Sunday. I need Detroit Lions football to start now. I'm ready for it. Let's start the Super Bowl run, baby. Y'all are getting me hyped. Let's go. Okay, I need to calm down. Rick says the goal is to win the Super Bowl. If you are not successful in your goal, it is a failure by definition. Okay, good point. Good point. All right, then it's a failure. Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl or it's a failed season. J Mommy says 13-4. J Mommy also says third best odds to get the Super Bowl. Yeah. It's a great day to be a Lions fan. New day and age, baby. Brand new Lions. Brand new Lions. Zach J, good to see you in here. MSU Detroit fan, hello there. Everybody's joining, and we got 20 minutes left in the episode. I'll catch you back up. We've been talking some draft talk. We're talking Taylor Decker's surgery that he had, that he said he's feeling incredible coming out of, which is good news because it's a nagging injury that's been with him since junior year of college. We're talking the Goff rumor extensions, rumors. I can't speak. Pardon me. Anyways, there's rumors that Goff is looking at a $40 to $50 million deal per year. And he did say in his presser that there has been talks getting started, but he's going to leave it at that. But yeah, other than that, we've been talking some draft. We've been talking some other things. But yeah, say what's up. Let me know, to the people who just got in here, who do you want to see us draft? What position do you want to see us draft? Where do you want to see us go in the rounds 1, 2, and 3? And we had a great question from Sam. What do you consider a successful season? I want everybody to answer this. Is it Super Bowl or bust? Is it getting back to the NFC Championship? How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel? MSU Detroit fan says, well, today for the Red Wings, since playoffs on the line, but still love talking about the Lions. Yeah, Red Wings have a massive game. It's going to be intense. It's going to be intense. But I had to get on here and talk Lions. It's been a few weeks. Zach J says, I have a nagging injury too, but surgery won't get rid of her. Oh, man. Okay. That was a good one. I hope your wife's not listening. Your girl, whatever. But yeah, that was hilarious. Zach J says, Super Bowl, that is the expectation. That is what we're all talking about here. Lions, I hope you're listening. All the fans are expecting the Super Bowl now. You got us to the NFC Championship. We should have been in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm over it. There's other people who aren't, who are still letting it linger in their minds. It's time to move on because we got the team. We're better now than last year already. I feel it. We're going to just keep getting better because the draft is a little over a week away. And yeah, I just can't wait for this season. Super Bowl expectations. Get the job done. Let's do this. Rick's laughing at me. MSU Detroit fan also says Super Bowl. All right, well, let's talk some other news. It's not anything serious. Well, I'll read Shadow Viper's comment real quick anyways. Shadow Viper says, Super Bowl or bust for me because if we just had stayed focused, we would have won last year's. I know, man. I know. I said it wasn't lingering in my mind. But it's tough to think about because, yeah, I mean, I think we were a better matchup for Kansas City. We had it. It's okay. I'm going to keep telling myself it's okay. And I'll read Rick too. Thursday will be 22 years for my wife and I. She clearly lost her mind, is what Rick says. Okay, hey y'all. We don't gotta go at our spouses here. You can use this as a therapy session though. This is kind of like a therapy session for me sometimes, you know. J Mommy says Wiggins is the cornerback that I'm coming around to. After that, whatever Holmes picks, haven't been able to figure him out yet, but he's done pretty good. Yeah, I'm completely just stumped on what we're going to do this draft. I have no idea. There is, you know, in the past, we've been top 10. So you can kind of take, you know, a better guess at who we're going to get, or it's a little bit more obvious at who we would maybe go and get. But when we're sitting at 29 and with Brad's previous drafts, I have no idea which way we're going, but I'm excited. I'm excited that it's a little over a week away. I'll do one more episode before we get there. But yeah, it's you just never know. It's always going to be a wild ride when you're watching a Detroit Lions draft with Brad Holmes as the GM. But all right. Zach J says, I love that we have no idea what we are going to do to get. Keeps it suspenseful. Yeah, I like it too. And I just like the fact that there are a few like weaknesses on our team, but we're really going into this draft with a very solid team to where we can take anybody and they're going to help out this team. We're just building now. We're just getting better and better and better. Like I said, there are some weaknesses that I hope that we address for sure. But we have a super solid team. We have a Super Bowl caliber team right now, and we're going to keep adding to it. And with what we've done in past drafts, I expect us to have at least one or two playmakers who are going to make a difference day one on this team as a rookie. All right. Let's talk a little fun news, a little fun stuff. Lions are dropping some new uniforms this week in 2 days. I'm rocking my old one. Just because, well, it's not old, it's last year's. It's a Brian branch. It's a BB, baby. Got that 32. Yeah, this isn't Swift. I can show y'all. It's got the branch. You can see it. I didn't want to completely stand up and do everything, but yeah. Just wanted to show you it wasn't Swift. It's branch. Anyways, they're releasing some new uniforms, and there is a video or a picture of them shooting their little hype video for the jerseys, and it's a little blurry, but I'm going to show it to y'all. And you let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that you can see what the jerseys, the uniforms are going to look like. But here's a little sneak peek of them shooting their hype video for the new uniforms. There it is, people. Can't really see them at all. But the jerseys are dark. It's a dark room. Looks like they got the old Lions logo in the background in the neon. The 90s lion. The blob lion. It's what I don't know. I still like it. You know, it's old school, but looks like we might be getting some black unis. Just from this picture. I can't really tell. Those are dark uniforms. They could be dark blue, or they could just be blue. Could be the lighting. But it looks like we might be getting some black uniforms. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people. It's like half and half. Some people are like, the black uniforms are cursed. No, they're not. That team just sucked. That team that wore the black uniforms was terrible. They played under one of the worst ownerships in history. One of the worst GMs in history. So don't blame the losing ways on the black jerseys. We've already gotten rid of the curses. Peyton Manning and the guy from Dumb and Dumber, I forget his name. I know I shouldn't forget his name. He's a Detroit native. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I love your movies. But they already got rid of the curses. Bring the black unis back. I like them. Prove to everybody that there is no curse. We're a brand new Lions. We just go out there and we do work, baby. The games don't come down to what you're wearing. They come down to the coaches and the players. And the players probably going to feel good in those uniforms. And they're probably going to play a little bit better. Look good, feel good, play good. It's not always true because I feel like we already have good uniforms and we don't always play good. But you see me rocking the black, I'm with it. I don't care if you're not, that's fine. To each their own. Those black uniforms are not cursed. So don't be mad if they bring them back. Don't put that narrative on this team. It's brand new Lions. We winning no matter what. It doesn't matter what we wear. It doesn't matter, okay? All right. Jeff Daniels, thank you, Zach J. I can't believe I forgot Jeff Daniels, the legend. My goodness, I'm sorry, Jeff. You can smack me the next time you see me. All righty. MSU fan says, hold on, I'll go up to J Mommy first. She says, I don't think that Holmes will make a trade during the draft. Okay. There's a few different opinions there. Rick says that he wouldn't be shocked if we make a trade. I think that we're going to trade out of 29 going up or back. Either way, I don't know why. I just have a gut feeling about it. J Mommy says she doesn't think that we're making a trade during the draft at all. Interesting point there, because we have been trading in the previous drafts. We've always, we traded up to get Broderick Martin. We traded up to get Jamison Williams. We make trades in drafts. We traded up to get Brian Branch, baby. But maybe this is the year that we just sit tight because we've been doing all that in the past. We'll see. It's only a week and a half away. About to find out. MSU Detroit fan says, bring back the black jerseys. Yeah, you're with me. You're with me. I'm with it. J Mommy says, I can't wait to see a Branch laying some wood on the opponents this season. He really had a great rookie year. He did. And he's going to get better. The game's going to start to get even slower for him. I think he's going to be one of the great defensive backs in this league for years to come. I think we really, really hit the nail on the head in the draft with getting Branch. Everybody else out there who missed out on him when we traded up to get him, they were all pretty upset that we went and got him after getting Laporta, Campbell, and Gibbs. But, yeah, I'm with you. Branch had a great rookie year. He comes up, lays that big hit. I love that out of him, too. And the thing that I love the most, too, is when he hit Bijan Robinson. He got that penalty and he got the fine. And he said, yeah, I'll take the fine for that hit. Love it. Love that mentality. All right. MSU Detroit fan says, yeah, it could be the dark blue jersey from the 90s with silver numbers and no name on the back. I think we're going to go throwback in one way or another. It could be that as well. You can't really tell with the lighting there. So I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say it's the black ones. I was just, who knows? The lighting there, it's a teaser. It's a leak. That picture was not supposed to get out. Whoever took that picture, it's kind of obvious where you're sitting right in front of the computer. You might not want to do that anymore. You might get fired. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's that serious, but yeah, who knows what it's going to be. The lighting really doesn't help at all there. Zach, let me know. Jeff Daniels. Yes. Thank you. Once again, Hatter's house. I don't care if it's pink. Just win the Super Bowl. That's right. Just win, baby. And not the Oakland way. We just want to win. We need to win the Super Bowl. We've been begging for it. I thought we were going to get there last year. This is our year, baby. This is our year. MSU Detroit fan. You want jersey curse? Look at the Red Wings and Priority Waste logo. I know. Okay. Yeah, once they put it on there, they started playing like garbage. It's the truth. It's the truth. Maybe just no waste logos. No, none of that. Don't put any sponsorships on the uniforms. And I think we'll be okay. MSU Detroit fan says, I can see second round trades, but after all, we got both Sam Laporta and Brian Branch from second round trades. Yeah. Both amazing players who are just rookies and are going to keep getting better. Good point. MSU Detroit fan also says Tom Grossi especially was upset we got Branch. Yeah. And good. I'm glad he's upset. Stay upset, Tom. All right, y'all. Well, we've talked a lot. It's almost been an hour. If you got any more questions, let them be known. we can chat it up a little bit more. Today was, as it always is in the off season, we're just going back and forth, spewing ideas back and forth to each other. But the draft's almost here. That's exciting. Got something to look forward to. We got some new unis coming this week. But all in all, I cannot wait. We're in April. This episode today, just talking about Super Bowl expectations, has got me hyped for the season already. But Sam over here says, I think the Lions make good running backs. Yeah, here we say. I think the Lions make good RBs. Any running back that comes here becomes good. You see Swift left, and he had a mid-season. Jamal Williams had a bad season. We got Montgomery. Look decent. He's amazing now. Yeah, you're right. And, that's a lot to do with the O-line, a lot to do with Ben Johnson's run scheme, or, how they have it set up for these running backs to run, and the offensive line, how they move. But yeah, we have one of the top offensive lines in the league, and I think this year we're top 3, if not number 1. It's going to continue to be that way. But great point. Yeah, Jamal Williams had a terrible year this year. And, sorry for the guy, but when he was with us, tying Barry Sanders' record, having a career year. And great point. I hope Swift falls off in Chicago. But that is something that has eluded us for a long time and now is back stronger than ever. We hadn't had a good running game since Barry Sanders, and then Reggie Bush was the only, he was the only 1,000-yard rusher after Barry for a long time. And since Dan Campbell came in and we solidified that offensive line, we really got the run game back to where, I'm not saying it's Barry Sanders caliber, but Jahmyr Gibbs shows flashes of where he could be. I'm not saying Barry Sanders, but he could be the best running back in the league for sure here this year and for years to come. But, really getting that running game back to where it should be, to be in a dominant run game, has been huge for this team. And it's been there since Dan Campbell, not day one, but praise to Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes for getting that run game back. And good point. Good point there, Sam. Since they've been here, every running back that we've had has had success. MSU Detroit fan Matt Patricia was terrible, but there's one thing I did like from him. Oh, gosh. He brought back the Lions run game. Since expect 2013, when we had Reggie Bush, the Lions had no run game. Yeah, he was trying his best. And drafted Swift. Kerryon Johnson had a solid year with us, and then he fell off. We did get Ragnow and Taylor Decker. I think we even drafted Glasgow and Jonah Jackson. I know Glasgow was there with Patricia. And we got, our line was really, he did do that, okay? I'll give him that. But other than that, he was the worst coach in history. But our line, a lot of our offensive line who's there right now, or who was there, comes from them. So, got to give it to him there. You're right. Credit is owed to Matt Patricia for that and Bob Quinn. But other than that's the only time you're going to hear me say that. Okay? That's the last and only time. You're really lucky to get that out of me right there. All right, well, that's going to do it for me, though. I'm out of here. Drafts next week. Lions uniforms drop this week. If you got the money, go out and get them. I'm sure that Lions fans everywhere are going to go and grab their favorite player. They're probably going to, sell out pretty quickly. Who knows? Maybe they'll be ugly. I, unfortunately, had to pay a lot of bills this week. So I'm not getting my jersey this week. Not getting it. But I will get one before the season. Okay, hey, Hatter's House, hold on. That's right. We got to get the score predictions for next week's game. Hatter's House says, Lions by 1,000,000. That's what I come here for. MSU Detroit fan says, I'm not giving him all the credit, but the foundation was at least set under him. Ben Johnson and MCDC made it what it is now. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you. We can't end this episode on praising Matt Patricia. MCDC, Ben Johnson got this offense really rolling, really knew what to do with that offensive line. They did bring the guys in, but they were completely lost. I can bash them once again before we're out of here. But yes, praise to Brad and Dan and Ben for getting that run game all the way back to where it had and needed to be for us to have the success we're having on offense. Because without that run game, Jared Goff ain't having the success that he's been having, even though he did prove when we didn't have a run game against Tampa, and, he put it on his shoulders a few games this year. So, all right. Anyways, Hatter's House says, actually, we can thank Patricia for being so bad and leading to what we have now. There you go. There you go. I am thankful for that. It was a rough few years, but it was all worth it, baby, because now we're going to be a dominant force for years to come. Everybody's talking about the Packers are coming up. The Bears are coming up. The Vikings got sneaky good besides their quarterback in the offseason. Well, you know what? There's still a king at the top of the North who didn't have to go out and make all these crazy moves because we're already solid, baby. We're already solid, and they're just making these moves to try and stay up and compete with us. Yes, baby. We're still the kings. We're still the kings, and it's going to stay that way. I'm ending it on that. This is Detroit's Division, Hatter's House. But until next week, this is Touchdown Detroit Lions. I'm usually here on Tuesdays. I'll try to stay more consistent, but I will be here next Tuesday. 5 p.m. Detroit time, 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. on the West Coast. I am Nick Harkson for Touchdown Detroit Lions. Have a great day, y'all. Peace.